Yeah, so we're at the Edaluni Cafe in Lansdowne.
Our new favourite place.
Yeah, it's been open now, I don't know, about 3 weeks. Worked off and on in Lansdowne for the last 3 years. Anyone that's worked in Lansdowne will know there is nowhere decent to get a sandwich.
Until now.
Until now. Coffee, £1.30. That's half the price of Starbucks, and you can have an homemade sort of fish or chicken sandwich. It's unbelievable. So there's some advice there for you.
Not here to talk about sandwiches though.
No.
We were talking about the student market at the moment, and you were sort of giving some sort of advice for landlords of student properties. Do you want to just tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, it's been a subject that a lot of landlords have contacted me about. Obviously what's happened now is there's been a huge amount of buildings put in the town centre, and it's reduced the student numbers dramatically. What that's meant for landlords that own student houses in Bournemouth is it's just a huge amount of competition now for the properties. Years gone by, regardless really what condition your house was or the rent, there'd be sort of too many students around, so you guarantee that your property would be let. But now unfortunately that's now changed. If I'm a student and I've seen some of these new buildings, you've got roof bar terraces overlooking the sea, gyms, fast broadband, super modern rooms. I mean, if I was a student, I'd go and live there, you know. But the price is high. I mean, they're charging £150 to £185 a week, but that's taking a real percentage of the market away, which student landlords aim at.
Yeah, so we know that a lot of, I get calls in the office that landlords are worried about the student market because of these, university accommodations that are coming up. What advice would you give to have competitive advantage over them, to stay ahead of the game and keep the lets coming in?
Well, first thing I say to landlords is don't panic. Most landlords are not going to be affected by this. If you've got a house in a good location near the university and you're spending money on your property and you've got somebody representing you that's got a good strategy around finding students in the market, you're going to be okay. But there is a percentage of landlords out there that are struggling, and the reason being is probably, I see a lot of them, typical student house might have industrial coloured carpets, not modern, not the worst house in the world, but furniture that's odds and sods that have been picked up over the years, maybe outdated kitchen bathrooms, maybe some of the bedrooms are a little bit too small, so maybe the location's a little bit too far out. So if I'm a landlord now, I'm going in that property and I'm thinking, look, put myself in the shoes of a student, but I want to live there. And you need to get some points of difference of your property. You need to make certain that now you're looking at it and thinking, right, what can I do to make this property a higher standard? Because the standard now, if your house is outdated, it's not going to cut it. You really need to invest some money in it. I mean, I met a landlord recently, and we've done 25-30 viewings at his property for students, and none of them took it. When you looked at it, you realised that maybe he hasn't spent any money in the last 10 years. Now, there's a new wave of landlords over the last few years that have come into the market that have got brand new carpets, redecorated walls, LED lights, USB ports in their sockets, modern IKEA furnishings, brand new kitchens, bathrooms, and they're getting a better rent.
Yeah.
But that makes it more appealing for a student, and there are points of difference that property has that a lot of others don't.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you now, if you're a landlord looking at doing work in it, looking at your property and trying to improve it and trying to improve the rent, you want to be thinking about those kind of things and putting a plan in place over the next year or two to make certain that you're putting that work in.
Okay, that's good advice.
Obviously, anyone wanting any a one-to-one consultation or a chat or any free advice from me, just feel free to get in contact.